Happy day 0 of Texas Frightmare Weekend. I just left work. I am gonna come home. I'm going to take a nice shower and get my hair taken care of, probably do my nails and pack. I have friends that are en route or already there, depending on who the friend is. But other than that, I will keep you posted for more TFW shenanigans. Happy day 1 of Texas Frightmare Weekend, everybody. We are en route to Austin from San Antonio. We will be there in 4 hours, depending how fast we're driving. Day 1 was a very difficult day just to get to Dallas. We were having AC problems, and we were also hitting every type of traffic known to mankind. Once we got into Dallas, the only issue we had was checking into our Airbnb, which was a labyrinth of a time just trying to find it. But we headed down to the convention center, waited in line to get registered, and then we headed straight to 80s prom night. It was pretty fun, had a good old time, and we took a nice little prom photo as well. Albert, turn towards me. Once the convention floor closed, we made our way back to the Airbnb to get ready and headed back out for karaoke. Honestly, I had a really good time, and we got to listen to some really good bangers. Goodbye, Irving Center and TFW. It's been swell, but swelling's gone down. Woohoo! I survived TFW! Oh my goodness. I came, I saw, I got the t-shirt. Woo! Oh my god. There's so much to unpack with TFW. Well, it happened. It is done with. It is over. It was great. I have my pros and my cons, and then I have my haul for TFW. So let's get into the haul. Now, every year I kind of hyperfixate on anything. Usually I just hyperfixate on like movies, if I find anything in particular. Like I said, I walk through the whole entire convention floor and like look at things and look at bags and look at earrings and look at makeup and things like that. And it's just, I already have enough of that. So I have been fixated on books for the past month now. And so I picked up 2 books from 2 different Texas authors. And I'm gonna get into it with them. And so I found a table that had 2 authors that I researched and that I found that I really did like a lot. One of them is Patrick C. Harrison III, and this is his book. It's called The Dark Side of Hell. Try to get rid of that glaze. And so the back of it reads, after a not so entertaining evening at a haunted house, the Gibsons go about their unconventional routines on Halloween Day. Little do they realize the free passes to another haunted house experience they received upon existing the dark side of hell are tickets to the most horrifying times of their lives. So I'm still reading Such Sharp Teeth by Rachel Harrison. That's still like kind of drudging through because, you know, I have ADHD, can't help it. The second book that I picked up is called The Pope Lick Massacre. And this one is by Eric Butler. And the back reads, there are two types of people in Jefferson County, those who know the legend of the Pope Lick monster and those who believe it. Before the night is over, Sam will have no choice but to join the believers. So yeah, no, it really like I heard some stuff about this, and so I'm excited about that one. But yeah, two are really good, amazing authors. And then there was another vendor there where she was selling this artist's bookmarks, and his name is Jack Ampin, and he had different ones. He had like Chucky, he had Freddy Krueger in his own little style and stuff like that, but you could see the detail when you lift it up. And so I sandwich it between, you could see like that's where you should be, like where you could put that as your reference and everything. But yeah, he had Chucky, he had Freddy Krueger, he had a bunch of other glare of it. So, well, like I said, these were the only pickups. Oh my God, there's so much to unpack with TFW. Now beforehand, you could tell we had a lot going on Friday. So we had gotten into Dallas, we had gotten settled, we had cut a set in and relaxed for a bit before we headed down to the convention to get our wristbands. Now Friday, we just basically did like a small walk around the convention to see what was going on. And then we immediately got something to eat and we went back to do the 80s prom. Now the 80s prom was great. It was great. They had pictures and a photo booth and everything. A lot of friends were showing up. I got to see a lot of people I haven't seen in a million years. What else? Yes, so 80s prom was great. Albert and I had a good time. We got to just, you know, hang out with people that we haven't been, and then stayed out to vampire hooker hours and did all that fun stuff. The real escapades was Saturday. Now, Saturday, we got up, ate breakfast, got ready, headed down to the convention, and of course, you know, getting into the convention, we just made our way down there. And like I said, it was hard. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people. A lot of people in that convention. The real shocker was just how many people were in that convention. And so I looked at, you know, the couple of days that was going on and seeing how it went and everything like that. And the convention, you know, a lot of people were complaining about like being in lines. It started with people complaining about people being capped in line. And if you don't know what capped in line means, it means there's a cutoff. Like you can't see that celebrity, they gotta go take a break, they gotta go do their photo op, they gotta do this. There was virtual line things and people were saying stuff about the app not working, and it's like, well, with that many people in that tiny convention, because I feel like TFW is getting a little bit too big for its, you know, its convention, there's been a lot going on with that post. So like I said, you see a lot of people complaining about them not being able to meet Bruce Campbell, and Bruce Campbell's only signing this, and Kane Hodder is doing that, and Linda Blair is not paying attention and doesn't want to talk about The Exorcist. And I'm like, well, you know, she's Linda Blair. What do you expect? Just like all in all, like how crazy busy it was that Bruce Campbell's line took up half of the floor space. I kid you not. And like people were just waiting and waiting. And it was really hard to kind of see all of the vendors, you know, really hard because there's still people like there, you know, if I'm like, my common sense is that if I'm not like invested and I try to get out of the way of anybody else and I don't want to block anybody, I try to make myself as like tiny as possible to let that person pass. People were camping in the aisles. It's like, okay, there's like, does anybody understand like two-way traffic now? Yeah. So you know, like, it was really hard to see the vendors. It was really hard to walk. It was just like, that was Saturday in a nutshell. I didn't really have anybody I wanted to meet because there was a lot of cancellations. And so I was like, all right, I really don't want to meet anybody. I don't really have a passion to meet anybody. And so we just walked around else. So yeah, there was lots. If you read the Facebook posts on Texas Frightmare Weekend in the group, and then also in the horror convention Facebook page, there's one there. You'll drink a lot of tea because there's a lot of people complaining. And it's like, you have to understand that Bruce Campbell and Linda Blair are both 66 years old. And, you know, there's only so much of a limit that somebody can sit down and write without their hand cramping up, you know? And if you have a priority that you need an autograph, you need to get your butt in the line as soon as possible. A lot was going on that whole time. A lot of people were like, oh, she wasn't able to, you know, Linda Blair wasn't able to do this, or they weren't able to do that, or I wasn't able to see this person because the app wasn't working. And it's like, well, you know, there's a lot of people, a lot of opinions floating around. For me personally, it was a lot of people to walk around, and it just did, like I said, it just was really busy. There has been mention of them using the Kay Bailey Hutchinson convention, which I think that's what they used for Fan Expo. So TFW is booming, and if they could take that, a lot of people protest that, but it's like, well, what can you do? You know, deal with hordes of people or have more floor space to walk, you know? And like I said, the people that are in charge of it, that ball is in their court, and you have to go with what they're doing. A lot of people are asking them for what the dates are going to be for next year, and it's like, well, can they have a breather, you know? So it's a lot of push and pull when it comes to things, you know. If you've been to convention centers, you know that some people, a lot of actors will be at other ones, like. And it depends. If that person isn't there, you know, then you know, make the time for that. If you are an autograph person or a picture person and you want to meet X, Y, and Z, you know, make it the priority. Don't be that person that's like all the way in line and then they like cap it and then you're pissed off. Get there early. I don't know what to tell you. Other than that, I don't think I'm going to go back to Dallas next year. Just because a lot of their headliners, a lot of the people had canceled, and I'm like, it's just not the same anymore. So, I don't know. I'm looking forward to going to Houston Horrific Film Festival. I'm also looking forward to one of our local events that's going to be in San Antonio, and it's going to be at our main convention center, the Henry B. It's called Terror Expo. I will leave a link. I will leave a lot of links. But other than that, if you see me at a convention, say hi. Usually I have trinkets and bracelets and whatnot. Other than that, if you like this video, smash the like button, subscribe, tell me you hate me, tell you love me, whatever. Other than that, see you later.